Hi, we are Andy and Rich, and welcome to our channel, Remembrance of the Past, where we will be visiting churches, war graves, pillboxes and bunkers.
Parish of the Immaculate Conception, Spinkhill. Bernard Royals, able seaman. R/JX 181013 HMS Rook, 13th of November 1944, aged 33. Flying Officer John Waring, Royal Air Force Volunteer Reserve. Killed in active service 3rd of February 1944, aged 22. Peter CHUBB, service number 65521, Royal Air Force Volunteer Reserve, 131 Squadron. Died 28th of February 1941.
On the 29th of September 1941, Pilot Officer Peter CHUBB and Sergeant S.D. Lee of the 131 Squadron were about to take off when their Magister Un 1977 aircraft crashed into the Spitfire AR-218. The two pilots of the Magister were killed in the collision.
Here we are in All Hallows Church, Harthill with Woodall. (3690) G Bennett, served as G White, Gunner, Royal Garrison Artillery, 12th of June 1918, age 47. J/4716 James Horace Wainscoat, leading seaman, HMS Southampton, died 7th of June 1916, aged 23.
Leading seaman Wainscoat, one of the gun layers, was ordered to find the range. But Wainscoat laid his gun so accurately that with the first round from it he plumped a shell right into one of the German destroyers, cutting her in two. I am sorry to say that later in the action, Wainscoat was mortally injured. The gunner was heard to say, "Thank God I did for one of them," referring of course to his destroyer he had sunk with his first shot. This remark was made when he was suffering much pain through his injuries. seriously wounded during the Battle of Jutland on the 31st of May, 1916. Died on the hospital ship Plassey en route to Queensferry on the 7th of June, 1916. HMS Southampton was a town-class light cruiser built for the Royal Navy and launched on the 16th of May, 1912. She fought in the Battle of Jutland as flagship of 2nd Light Cruiser Squadron, where she torpedoed the German light cruiser SMS Frauenlob, which subsequently sank.
(3041-583) Sergeant Charles Dennis Parker, Air Gunner, Royal Air Force, died 14th of January 1945, aged 19.
On the evening of the 14th of January, 1945 at 6:05 p.m. a Wellington bomber and her 6 crew took off from RAF Wing in Oxfordshire. The plane was part of the complement of 26 Operational Training Unit of Bomber Command. The crew consisted of 2 Canadians and 4 Britons, coming from all parts of the country. It was meant to be the last training flight for the crew, with the expectation that they would transfer to operational duties within a few days. On the evening of the cross-country training exercise, the route they flew the bomber was near Northampton in Northamptonshire, then to the coastal town of Cromer in Norfolk. They would continue flying out across the North Sea until Sergeant Good, the navigator, informed the flying officer pilot Chebaniuk that they had reached a point where they would turn the bomber around and head back along the same route for the return journey, all the while maintaining radio silence to simulate a bombing raid over Germany. At 11:40 p.m. Flying Officer Chebaniuk made a mayday call on the return flight to RAF Wing due to an engine failure. RAF Nuneaton in Warwickshire picked up the call and lit the runway up for an emergency landing. 2 minutes after the call was received, the port wingtip hit the ground, breaking the bomber up on impact and cartwheeling in the direction of Holt Burn, a stream that divides Holt House Farm and Sketchley Hill Farm. The 15th of January, 1945. During the morning, the farmer went out into the fields and came across the wreckage of the Wellington bomber that had come down 200 yards from his home. He found that all 6 crew had been killed. The bodies of the 6 crew were recovered during the next day. The bodies of the pilot and Sergeant Parker were retrieved from the brook. According to his family, he was not meant to be on the flight and found he was substituting for another at the time.
(1072387) Ernest Bailey, Royal Artillery, 3rd of August 1943. 843129 Royal HARMSTON, Lance Bombardier, died 3rd of July 1944, aged 28. (4684369) Gunner Oswald Hughes, Royal Artillery, 9th of September 1939.
Newspaper reports of a blackout tragedy at Arborfield on Saturday night, in which 2 soldiers were pinned under the front axle of a Thames Valley bus. He was taken to hospital, where Hughes was placed in an iron lung after artificial respiration had been applied without avail. Eyewitness report said, "While standing at my bedroom window, I heard some men singing in the road and saw a car swing out to avoid them. A bus travelling in the same direction then stopped suddenly, and on going outside he saw 2 soldiers under it. The bus was full of soldiers, and as they were singing, he would not have heard outside noises very much. His lights were dimmed in accordance with regulations. He could not see very well and had to drive by the white line. It was a dark night and there were trees along the road. A car came towards him with its side lights unscreened, and after drawing in to the left to let it pass, he went back onto the white line. Just after this, he said, I saw some forms in front of the bus, right on top of me, and although I applied the brakes immediately, that bus struck the men as it was pulling up. They must have been nearly in the center of the road. I did not hear them before I saw them." Replying to the coroner, Hadley said the speed of the bus was 8 to 10 miles an hour. The coroner recorded a verdict of accidental death.
Here we are at the parish church of St Giles, Killamarsh. S/227673 Private John William Cooper, Royal Army Service Corps, died 15th of July 1941, aged 22. Memory is a golden chain to bind us till we meet again, one of the best.